Roger Stone here. Your dollars are losing ground, but gold isn't. American Sovereign Bullion helps you protect your wealth through real, tangible assets. Through their nationwide wholesaler network, you get some of the best pricing on gold and silver delivered straight to your door. Since 1912, the U.S. dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to prove its strength. So call 844-272-2428. That's 844-272-2428. Or visit DyingDollar.com to request your free gold and silver guide. That's DyingDollar.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Wow. Jill Biden, 50 years later, more than 50 years later, she's still bitter that she didn't get a piece of that college bar. She's been on Air Force One. She's traveled the world. Kings, queens, presidents, lived in the White House for 4 years. And she's still upset about that. Folks, that is major because her ex-husband that she was just complaining about is in jail right now, accused of murder. And we don't know a damn thing about the case because Delaware ain't talking. It looks like a great big cover-up. Joel Gilbert, one of the great investigative journalists of our time and great filmmaker, expert on all things Obama. And just go to his website. We'll talk more about that and his amazing content in a moment. But Joel Gilbert, thank you for all your efforts in trying to shed light on this. Where do things stand right now? And hey, that's one hell of a quote, isn't it?
Yeah, that you can just hear the anger in her voice. I mean, she's recording an audiobook, but she's angry during the recording. It's just amazing. Look, I did start looking into this because you've raised it on your show so many times, and it is fascinating to see if the Bidens possibly are pursuing some kind of vendetta against him. And sure enough, I put in 2 FOIA requests. I was actually directed to do that by the media representative at the Delaware Newcastle County Police Department. I put in 2 FOIA requests, one for records and one for communications. Within 1 hour, I got an email back saying that I cannot have any records because I'm not a resident of the state of Delaware. I live in California. So sure enough, I had a buddy in Delaware, and I got him to put in the same 2 FOIA requests. In his case, they took 24 hours instead of, 24 minutes, and they told him he didn't have a right to get anything. So the stonewalling in this case is really, really uncomfortable. We're members of the media. Public has a right to know. The Bidens are involved with this guy. And I want to know why the Newcastle County is not revealing one piece of information. We want 911 calls. We want an autopsy. We want the indictment. We want to see if this is legit or if the Bidens are still going after this guy.
It does suggest, quite frankly, I mean, if this guy killed her and there was evidence suggesting it and they don't like him already, I mean, hey, look at all this terrible stuff this guy did. You would think that they would want it out, and that they don't have it out. That really suggests something bad. And I think you're familiar with the conflict of interest potentially with the Judge Parker and with the defense attorney.
Yeah, look, the whole state of Delaware is a conflict of interest for like 50 years. You can't get away from it. But look, Bill Stevenson pleaded not guilty. There was a 2-month delay until he even got arrested. So that tells you that there wasn't like obvious evidence that there had been any kind of murder. So we want to know, did they get in an argument and she had a heart attack? Did they shove each other a little bit? Was it really a murder? And, Bill exposed himself by going on your show prior to the election, telling the truth about his relationship with his wife, Jill Jacobs at the time, and he talked about the affair that she had with Joe Biden, and that very much contradicted and probably pissed off the Bidens because it exposed their story that they met on some blind date as total nonsense.
Actually, we got a couple more clips of Jill Biden from various books. Go ahead, hit it, please.
How did you get this number? Those were the first words I spoke to Senator Joe Biden when he called me out of the blue on a lazy Saturday afternoon. It was March of 1975, and I had spent most of my morning running errands, so I wasn't expecting a call from anyone. Some people would have been excited to get a call from a senator. I was confused.
So a couple of things. It's very interesting that she used March of 1975. Now, I'm betting that that's when the divorce became final. They do very little specifics, very little in the way of specifics. And as a matter of fact, with your investigative skills, the final divorce decree, I think that would be useful to have. Is that gettable at this point?
It probably is, but what's more gettable is the fact that Bill Stevenson talked about on your show how Joe Biden was in a car accident driving Jill's car when he was still married to Jill, and that's how he found out about the affair. So there is evidence that the Biden origin story of how they met on this blind date is not true. There was an affair. It was very relevant, I think, to the election because of the accusations that were going against Trump, to see that, Biden was full of it. And, there's a man in jail right now, and he did extend himself on your show telling the truth about it, and the state of Delaware is covering up every piece of evidence to do with the case. So I'm worried about that.
The more you mention that he's on my show, the more responsible I feel for his predicament, and that's not a bad thing. I really do feel responsible in some respects, and I want the best for him, and I want his rights honored. Now, I think why I'm intrigued by the divorce document, and you're right. Bill's statement is evidentiary. Some people will try to confront me and say, well, that's not evidence. No, actually, it is evidence. What people testify to, what people say, I've seen it before. You can introduce the content from TV shows as evidence, and that has never been rebutted. But what has been, well, do me a favor, hit me the next clip of Jill Biden. Just listen to this if you don't mind.
Fascinated by this story.
No, not that. We have another one. We have another one from the book. Yeah, give me the next one from the book. Sorry.
A couple of hours later, at 7 p.m. on the dot, Joe showed up at my door. He was 31 and wore a perfect suit and leather loafers. He looked so straight-laced that the first thought that popped into my head was, my God, what have I gotten myself into? The second was, oh, well, it's only one date.
So here's the thing. She gets Joe's age wrong. This is a book that she wrote, right, when she had already been the second lady, and the campaign was already underway in 2019. In March of 1975, Joe was not 31 years old. He was 32 years old. I believe he was 31 years old when they were hot and heavy. It's almost like a Freudian slip, Joel.
Well, I think when people make up lies, they use partial truths. And I do believe when she said the phrase, oh, my God, what have I gotten myself into? But I think she said that when Bill Stevenson caught her in the affair with Joe, because she was into something that was way over her head, and she got caught. Now, I think she obviously changes the story later. Look, the Bidens have been telling stories, tall tales. Joe Biden tells tall tales about his college years, about his education, you name it. The Bidens have always been full of it. But there is a man in jail right now, and the concern is that because the state of Delaware is so corrupt and so incestuous for so many years, why aren't they releasing the public records in his case? And we have a lot of concern about that. Everyone has a right in the media to look at the records. The public has the right to look at the records. And Stevenson has a right to a fair adjudication of his case and a fair trial.
One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.